criticism of the performance of his lawyers, except one dribble that I saw from a disgruntled somebody who probably has a personal score to settle with one of the lawyers, or who has a personal score to settle with Nnamdi Kanu.
Mr. Ejimakor, I think
that will be.
Yes, I think we lost connections with you for a few seconds. Can you go over that information again? And are you referring to his wife there?
Well, I'm saying Nnamdi Kanu was represented before Justice James Omotoshu's court. The defense was led by Chief Kanu Agabi, a former Attorney General of the Federation, and a highly respected lawyer. I don't see anything he might have done that anybody would consider to be incompetent, or that he did not do what he was supposed to do. So under him, all the lawyers did their best. He led the defense team well up until the time that Nnamdi Kanu decided to go solo and represent himself. But one feature that you must not miss in this case. The prosecution had from March to September to present his case. But when the case changed gear and Nnamdi Kanu disengaged his lawyers, he was given barely a total number of 13 days to make his case. And if you remove the weekends in those 13 days, he will be 9 to 10 days left for him to make his defense. And he had proposed that he would call for him to call his. So this thing, made nonsense of that opportunity.
Oh dear. Mr. Ejimakor, maybe just Mr. Ejimakor, can you hear us? We're not sure. The network seems to be obstructing the conversation, but we really want to get all.
I can hear you.
Apologies, it's not your fault. It's the network. Because while you were talking, at some point we couldn't hear anything you were saying. If you could just land.
I can hear you.
Yes, no, I know you can hear us, but the network distorted your whatever you were saying, so we couldn't hear you. Maybe you can just wrap up with just land on your thought on that one, on what you were saying. In addition, do you think it's wise for him to continue without a lawyer?
Well, like I said, there was a realization on his part that the deck was stacked against him, so he probably didn't want his lawyers to be the fall guy in the wall, and he wanted to go down fighting. I don't believe 1 million lawyers standing behind Nnamdi Kanu would have changed the outcome of the case.
Are you saying it was predetermined, or are you saying this justice is not according to law? Is that what you're implying?
No, that's not what I'm implying. I can give you an example of the trial of Jesus Christ. The people that brought Jesus Christ before Pontius Pilate already made up their mind. Even Pontius Pilate offered them to take someone else who also was condemned to death, that they should take that person and go and crucify him. They refused. That they said they wanted Christ. It was Christ they wanted to crucify. So the system already made up its mind that Christ was going to be crucified. I'll give you another example, that of Nelson Mandela in South Africa. Nelson Mandela was not tied to any act of violence in South Africa, but he was convicted anyway. No weapon was found against him, whatever. I think it was his force of personality that constituted enough threat to the state, that the state was convinced about his guilt way ahead of time. And that of Awolowo in the 1960s, Awolowo was convicted of attempt to overthrow the government of Nigeria. Was Awolowo a military officer? He was a civilian. There was no evidence laid in the case of Awolowo, the case of Awolowo, that indicated that he possessed the arms, the means and the opportunity to overthrow the government. But he was convicted, a civilian convicted for overthrowing the government, attempt to overthrow the government. That is absurd. And the judge said it as much. He said that his hands were tied in that case of Awolowo. So in this very case, I'm not saying that the judge is biased or the judge predetermined it, but it was palpable, it was in the air that the system was very determined to see that Nnamdi Kanu gets convicted. And it didn't start today. It started from the very day he was
Mr.
renditioned in
we
Kenya.
have to